I am recommending it to you. Types and types of miracles. You see, to the man of science, suppose you want to approach a man of science and you want to prove to him that this book is a miracle. Everything in here is a miracle. But now you have to, not just saying it is not enough. You have to prove it to him. So look, I'd like to know from you, the man of science, the atheist, the agnostic, this man of learning. General is a man of learning. He said there is no God. He knows so much. He knows how to account for things. He said, look, this is how it's working, the solar system. You see, our Earth is rotating on its axis at a speed of 1,000 miles an hour. It gives us 24 hours for one revolution. And this is what happens. It's on an axis, and this is the use of the axis, why it's turning like that and not perpendicular. He said, you see, if it was doing like this, then there will be no seasons, there won't be any life, and all. He'll explain to you. Beautiful explanation he'll give you. Why this and why that? Why the gases are in this combination? Why not that? I said, look, we won't be here to argue if it wasn't so. Everything must be the way it is. The distance from the sun, the distance from the moon, everything must be exact. You bring the sun any nearer, no life. If you take it any further, no life. If you reduce the speed of this earth by half, no life. If you double it, no life. Amazing. Everything is made for us as if tailor-made. You need this exact. And who tells you all this? The guy who doesn't believe in God. He's telling you all these things. So you ask him, I said, look, this, our solar system, how did it come about? Tell us. And he's ready. He's ready to share with you. That he's not a miser. This man of science, you prod him, you ask him for information, and he'll come out. He wants to tell you because it gives him joy, pleasure. So I said, you see, this universe of ours was one mass, millions of years ago. And there was a big bang. And out of that big bang, the solar system came into being. Everything started moving. And since there was no resistance in space, and it carries on, and everything carries on, and all like machine is carrying on. MashaAllah. Beautiful. I said, when did you find this out? He said, yesterday. No, really, 50 years is yesterday in the history of man. 50 years ago, he said yesterday, just now. And it's a fact. 50 years is yesterday in the history of man. And an illiterate man in the desert, 1,400 years ago, who had no telescopes and no mathematical, he couldn't work out anything in mathematics, nothing. In the desert, no libraries, no learned people. Nobody in the world knew at that time. At that time in the history of mankind, this man says, أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Do not the unbelievers see? This guy who said there is no God, can't he see? Can't he see? As if Allah is saying that, look, if the Bedouin in the desert, if he didn't grasp my presence, I can understand. This barbarian, this cannibal in the Congo, if he can't understand, I can understand. I can sympathize with him. But you, with all your learning, how can you not see him? أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Do not the unbelievers see أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتْ رَتْقًا. That the heavens and the earth were joined together as one unit of creation. فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا. And he split them asunder. And where did life come from? Ask him, the biologist. Where did life? He said from the water. Billions of years ago, life originated in the sea. Everything, protoplasm and amoeba, and this is what happened. And a group of them, they chose for themselves that we'll make ourselves into an elephant. Another group said we'll make ourselves into a man. Another group will say we'll make ourselves into a monkey. Another into a cockroach. Another into a lice. But where did life come from? He says water. When did you find that out? He said yesterday. Because 50 years is yesterday in the history of man. It's a recent discovery. An illiterate man in the desert, he couldn't have told you that, could he? 1,400 years ago said, never. But listen to him. He says, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ, and he's made from water every living thing. أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ, will you then not believe? How can you not believe? You ought to believe. This is what your knowledge is telling you, and this man is telling you 1,400 years ago in the desert, he spelled it out for you. Where did he get the knowledge from? Except from the creator of the Big Bang. Except from the creator of all creatures, life from water. How did Muhammad know this? Did he have microscopes? Did he go to the sea and look for it in the water, any life germs? No. This is coming from the Almighty. It's a miracle that an illiterate man can tell you this 1,400 years ago in the desert, which are only confirming today. My dear brothers and sisters, there is so much. I have written a book on this topic, Al-Qur'an, the miracle of miracles. That book is still in the ship. We tried to ship it before time that people could have it. But unfortunately, the ship is in, but it's going to take us another week or 10 days to clear it. As soon as the book is clear, Al-Qur'an, the miracle of miracles, it will be available from the Islamic Propagation Center, dealing with so many different aspects of the Quran being a miracle of miracles. But let me give you something very easy that you can take with you home. A book, any book, if it claims to be from God, we want to know what it says about God, no? We want to know, this book you say is from God, the Bible is from God, the Bhagavad Gita is from God, the Ramayana is from God. So, okay, let us see what the book says about God. So in this particular volume I'm talking about, which is available there, outside, you owe it to yourself to take one home, no more than one home. And I assure you, I will not get any commission, no commission from me. And my commission is with Allah, inshallah, He will give it to me. I'll just give you a few of the subjects, the topics that this book speaks about God. If a book comes from God, I want to know what it says about God. Fair? Let's see what He says about Himself. So we open the book, and the G, look for G, 144 references. If I just start reading that alone, I don't want to waste your time. Just to give you a few. First item, God. He is your cherisher, Lord, sustainer, evolver. Chapter 1, ayah number 2. He is your guardian, Lord. He is as a guardian on a watchtower. He is your protector. He sets guardians over man. He is the helper of God, how to be celebrated, and on and on. He is the Lord of all bounties, Lord of bounties. His bounty is open to all. He is most bountiful. He is merciful. He is most kind. He is full of loving kindness. He is beneficent. His love bestowed on the righteous. He is forgiving. He guides. His favors. He is the orphan's shelter. He is the wanderer's guide. He satisfies your needs. God present everywhere. He gives you life. He gives life and death. He takes the souls of men. To Him go back all questions for decision. In the final, He is the arbitrator. What He tells you is right, what is wrong is wrong. If He tell you this is black, it's black. If He tell you it's white. His unity, that is one and only, so many references. He's one, not one in a trinity. Not one of two. He's got no begotten sons. He's got no consort, no daughters, no partners. He's wise, and on and on and on. Wallah, 144 references. We know Allah. How do we know Him? Through His attributes, His qualities. In the ayah that the Qari read, He gave His attributes. Wallahu alladhi la ilaha illa hu. He is Allah, besides whom there is no God. Al-Malik, the King. Al-Quddus, the Holy One. As-Salam, the source of peace and perfection. And on and on and on. And Allah gives us 99 attributes whereby we might know Him. He is just. He is merciful. He is loving. He is bountiful. He is compassionate. He is omnipotent. He is omniscient, and on and on and on.